Okay, so you know how you guys send us stuff sometimes?
Hmm.
Someone sent in this piece called Neologism, Routine, and Self-Care. And
Yeah.
it gets us thinking about, how we get used to new things and,
Yeah, yeah.
the whole self-care
Or
thing.
routines we build.
Yeah, and like how those all kind of fit together. So we're going to do a deep dive on that today, explore those connections.
Could be interesting.
Yeah, so the author starts with this word, neologism, which is basically like a brand new word.
Right, or like when an old word gets a totally new meaning.
Exactly. And they asked this question and it really got to me. Like, what's something you do now that you never thought you would?
Hmm. I like that. It makes you think.
Yeah, totally. And it ties right into the author's story about starting a morning workout routine, which
Well, at first it felt weird.
like totally out of their comfort zone. And then, bam, it's just part of their life.
Totally. And I think what's fascinating is, why we stick to stuff like that. The author mentions convenience.
Oh, yeah. They don't want to break the streak.
Right. And that feeling you get after a good workout.
Like the endorphins, the accomplishments.
And you know what really resonated with me was that line about not doing it to show off, but for themselves.
Oh, yeah. Not something I like to flaunt about. I mainly just do it for myself. That was powerful.
It speaks to that internal drive and how that's often the key to making a routine last.
Like, it's not about likes or whatever. It's about you.
Exactly. And you can tell the author puts in work. They talk about increasing weights.
Pushing through soreness.
It's not always easy, but they keep at it.
Which I think connects to the whole self-care thing. They prioritize it even over...
Over romance at this point in their life.
Look, that's a statement, right?
Yeah.
Putting yourself first.
Choosing what's truly essential for your well-being.
And they drop this W.H. Auden quote, "Thousands have lived without love, not one without water."
Whoa!
Right. Makes you think.
Super powerful, especially since the author also mentions staying hydrated as part of their routine.
It's like back to basics, the essentials.
The foundation of self-care.
So going back to neologism, right? The word of the day.
Right.
Has the whole idea of self-care like become more of a thing in your life?
Totally. It's everywhere now.
Like has its meaning changed for you? Maybe it felt new once and now it's just...
Like part of the conversation, I think
Yeah.
it speaks to a shift in how we think about ourselves and what we need.
Like maybe self-care itself is a neologism in a way.
Possibly. The way we use and understand it definitely has changed.
So we've talked about how new things become normal,
Yeah.
through discipline and that inner drive.
Right. And we've seen how self-care, like the basic stuff, is so important.
And how the very idea of self-care might be changing right in front of us.
Pretty cool how those connect.
Yeah, so here's something to chew on. What's something you do every day that used to feel totally new?
Like something you had to consciously think about.
And what does it say about you now that it's just part of your routine? Thanks for diving in with us.
Always a pleasure.